So right now, this is kind of at the point of nearly finishing it off. So what I've now got to do, well, finishing off the marker work. So now what the aim is to push the colours back and forward and just keep on moving them so that it softens up the whole image. I apologise for the very short notice on the last stream. I didn't expect the clan to be back so quickly, and they make a huge amount of noise. Also, house is pretty much hollow, so someone drops a pin downstairs and that's it, bing. So it's just easier for me to stop the stream and then start up when I've got everybody settled and quiet. Right, looking for FS6, found FS9. I've probably written a 6 the wrong way around. I do that a lot. You know, I think I have. What's that one? FS6. I'm looking at all my pins side on. There it is. Okay. So I'm just going to work on those dark areas. Quite a lot of ink coming from this pen. I had to work a little bit quicker than planned with it. Okay, so next I'm going to start working a little bit more on the greys. Now I think I was using an IG6 or an IG1. If I use a BG4, it's going to be quite a dark colour, but I should be able to once again blend it back. I'm trying to keep the dots really teeny weeny. You should be able to see now the alcohol's dried so that it's softened up those little blue dots quite considerably. Hopefully you can. So I'm just going to round off a couple of areas where there's going to be the larger markings, so you can remember where they go. Okay, so next I'm probably going to go for the BP1, which is the kind of purpley colour. I really should put these pencils in a better order. BP1. No. Going to this where everything is going to hide. What's MB1? Actually, MB1 might do the job, and I'm just looking for the other one. Yeah, that's not bad actually. This colour do for some of the shadow as well, just under there. I'm going to bring in the blender just to soften up a couple of areas where the spots are. We've got to be quite careful with this time. And you see what happened to my ivory has happened with this nib. The nib top has actually just gone splurge. So as a brush, it doesn't really function. So I'm going to have to use the bullet tip. Hopefully it's not going to leak like it did last time. That's interesting. It's picked up the colour pencil and it's taken that for a walk. See if we can mark out a couple of these spots. I must say the bleaching pen for these Spectrum Noir Illustrators is very powerful. It's quite a harsh, straight to the job bleacher, so you don't really need as much as you think. Just a couple, literally just a second on there, and that's it. I can imagine the other side of this paper is going to be a complete copy of what I'm doing on here. I get the feeling, because the paper's bobbling so much, that there should be enough bleed through. But I'm not going to lift it off of these framers tapes until the end, because I don't want to stretch the paper too much or even warp the paper while it's in a damp condition. The temptation's there, but I'm holding back. Goes in one, then there's one there. Okay, so then I can come through with the IGI and just put the little freckles around those. probably look a little bit harsh right now, but once again that blender is going to come in very handy, and I'll bleach that out again. So I've just got the luminance pencil and I'm just quickly marking out a couple of kind of tufts of fluff. Okay, and then I've got the DP1, and I'm just going to add in a little bit more colour. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm going to come down onto the footses. But also, I haven't got anything for the owl to sit on. So the owl's little feet are just kind of... So I need a background. Right, let me quickly check all of my reference books from afar. Trees. Right, I'm gonna go for tree bark. But if the foot's, I've got to work this out quite carefully because of the foot's there. This bit comes up here. Right. Yeah, I suppose the correct thing to do is to have a branch coming this way. Yeah, because when the owl was flying, it was on the kind of that part of the bloke's wrist. It wasn't on his hand. It was kind of up here. So I think that's going to be the safest bet. Then let's see, that will carry on to this point here. And that to there. And actually that will give a tiny bit of interest in the background. Right, that's cool. That's settled that. Right, in that case I'm going to use the Let's go back to my favourites, FS7, just to fill in some of the colours. I think all my brush and nibs on these are all going. Thinking about it, yeah, because I can bring the FS7 into the tree bark, which is mostly going to be greys. Probably put some blues in there as well. But we need to have a real good think about that. I need to grab one of my reference books on trees. It's always handy if you can get cheap reference books from charity shops, as long as they're clean. Or if you do get cheap reference books, always make sure you wipe them down with an anti-bac wipe, very gently, of course. So, yeah, take care of your books and they'll take care of you. So, just going to use the B02 to start pushing a little bit of the colour. The more I push the tones, then the greater the difference in shadows and the balance will be. So if I push the tones underneath the wing more and make them darker, then the shadow is going to look stronger, so the positioning of each part will look slightly different. I'm often very shy with putting in shadows. I think I was too scared to ruin a drawing. The nice thing about markers is you can push them backwards and forwards, and you can make changes quite late onto an image, as long as you keep your control. So once I've got these bolder colours down, then I can come through, soften them up. Hopefully that's going to create a nice effect. I say hopefully, you never know. So I'm back to working on small areas and just refining up any details that I want to refine up with the markers. So then I'm going to use the TM3 to soften and blend those bits. Okay, we're going to let that dry and then come over with another layer. In fact, let's see. MB1, will that do? Just one that's wet, I'm just going to poke a couple of little bits. Okay, and then up to the next layer. So this bit I think I've pretty much got. quickly test something. Yeah. Right. So just finish up the feet, and then what I'm going to do is I'll finish off this live stream and we'll start a little bit of the colour pencil work, but I'll be doing that on a separate live stream. It's just so that for viewers who are here simply for the Spectrum Noir markers, just get to see the performance of the markers. And then if anybody wants to see the next part of the progress where colour pencils start to come into it, then you can follow along. I mean, the markers will come back in here and there. It's just they're probably not going to be as prominent. I'll add all the highlights and the bits in afterwards. Just add a little bit more shadow under that fluff, because you can't get enough of that wonderful fluff. Just soften down that feet, all those feet. I haven't really put much shadow underneath the beam. But I don't want to put too much detail or really much detail at all into the face. I just want the eye to be the prominent feature. That's why I'm going to be blending that out with the bleach blendy pen quite strongly. To the point where I'm actually going to use the brush part of it, just so that I can get as much down of the bleachy stuff as possible. Push those colours back a bit more. Okay. Might give that a few seconds to dry. So the next stage that I'll be doing is I'm going to come back into the drawing once it's dried a bit more with some different pencils, from the Luminance by Caran d'Ache to the, let's see, the Polychromos by Faber-Castell, and I'm going to start picking out some of the key detail areas. So you can see where I've put the eye in, so areas where the spots are all along here, I'm going to refine that and just pick up where I need to pick up. And areas on the markers where I fancy softening it. In fact, I'm just saying that's way too hard, that bit. Thing. You take a step back, you look at your work again, and suddenly you think, oh my god, I've made a mistake. DP1. Right, so I'm just going to soften that bit. So I will literally be coming along with the markers here and there just to finish up little bits. And just to add in bits that need adding in. But this hopefully has given you a good idea of how to do a barn owl in Spectrum Noir Illustrator and graphic pens. So once I finish with the pencil, we then got the branch, and that is also going to be done in the markers so that the colour scheme is carried all the way through. So it's not just this block which is markers, we're going to have the same colours here manipulated into the tree here. And hopefully I'll be able to show that on another video. So till next time, thank you so much for watching. I hope this has inspired you to go and get some of these markers, or go and get some pencils and have a go and get creating. Looking at a piece of white paper, yeah, it's scary. But if you keep on trying, you'll be amazed at the results. So till next time, thank you very much, take care and happy drawing.